Hello, everybody. How are you all doing today? I have not been live in a while. I have been hitting these streets with my husband, and we have been all over the place and just having a great time. And when I tell you, I have really, really, really enjoyed myself. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Hold on one second, one second. Just trying to give people a little time to kind of chime in. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, say yes, I can hear you. Send me a message. I haven't been live in a minute, and I just want to make sure everything's working and doing what it needs to do. So I'm just trying to give a few people opportunity to pop on in here. Because what I have done in the past is I have made a mistake in just going live really quick. So I'm trying to kind of give it a few seconds. So, as you all know from my pictures, I have been gone and I have had a blast. When I tell you, I went to New York and I had a great time. I went to New York, Philly, Atlantic City. I just went all up north and I had such a great time. Okay. So let me know if you can hear me. Oh, you can hear me. Somebody's Hey cuz, I see that you're watching. Can you hear me clear? Good. I am doing great. All right, y'all. Look, my cuz tell me she can hear me, so I'm gonna get right into it. I did not even plan on going live today, right? Because I'm actually trying to wait a minute until these little people that live with me, like little 6-year-olds, go back to school, and we're gonna be getting all into some good conversations and good topics. I am so excited in about a week or so. But I want to just kind of touch bases with everybody just to say hello because it's been such a long time since I have been live. Like I said, I've been hitting these streets. Um, and I want to kind of come and touch bases on some really one of the major hot topics that everybody's talking about, right? Everybody that knows me, you guys know that I love myself some reality TV, right? And you know, I live in Atlanta area. So right now in the streets, they talking about Martell Holt and they talking about Sheree Whitfield. Now, they're kind of like, well, they actually have confirmed as of I think a couple days ago that they actually are together, right? And I just kind of want to come and just touch on it because I'm actually going to do a full show on it here soon when I actually go live. But I want to just kind of touch on it since it is a hot topic right now. I did want to let it go and leave the streets and I not say anything about it, right? But this is the thing. He Martell was married to Melanie Holt um, for I don't know in excess of like 10 years or so. I don't know how long they were actually together, But the thing is that since everything hit the streets about him, having an extramarital affair and having a child outside of the marriage and yada yada yada, um, people were kind of like roasting him and giving him a hard time about what he's doing and how he's doing it, and that he's a cheater and all this kind of stuff. And believe me, being a woman, I am absolutely 100% not for any man stepping out on his family and having children. And I'm sure most people with any more ethics can agree. So I'm definitely not co-signing on that type of behavior at all. But I do feel that sometimes people, they kind of go in separate directions. Sometimes they do have love for each other, but they just may not be in love anymore. And if that's a little different than being in a relationship and having problems and working through it, because anyone that has been in relationship for a substantial amount of times, you have your things you go through. I'm sure anyone can agree. If that, and if they say that that hasn't happened, in their line. So um so initially they were kind of just having some issues, and they were able trying to work it out and trying to go back at their marriage. But at some point they just kind of was like, you know what, the relationship isn't working, because he stepped out, of course, and then he just not only stepped out, but when he stepped out, he had a child on his wife, and she was hurt. And I totally agree with her, But since that time, he's been having a hard way to go. Everybody's been ragging him, and she's been doing very well. And I actually loved seeing them together. I didn't know, of course, anything about the dynamics of their relationship. But right now, as I said, he's kind of getting out there and seeing other people, and I'm assuming she is doing the same. She's just a little more low key than he is about what's going on. But he when he was going through his things, he's finally trying to bounce back. He had a wine that he named after his grandmother that's out, and he's trying to finally bounce back. And I wish him well. But when I tell you, every time they talk about Martell, they give him the hardest way to go, and they talk about how he's a cheater, and that and it's poor Mel, but it's dog Martell, and hey, he wrote his own script. He had a baby outside his marriage. But is it fair, or when does it get to a point where, okay, he took it to the chin, he has accepted his responsibilities in the relationship and what hasn't gone right, so now it's time to allow him a clean slate, and he's moving on and she's moving on. And I'm gonna honestly say that I feel that she still loves him, because you can kind of see it when you see her talk and when she look at him. She tries to be strong because of the different things that she does, but you can kind of see that she still has feelings for him. But don't you think at a certain point you should kind of allow people to move on? And that just kind of brings me to the relationship that him and Martell and Sheree kind of are trying to embark on. Of course, I'm sure that it's only been a couple months, so no one really knows how the relationship is going to pan out. But I do think it's fair to allow him an opportunity to bounce back. What do you ladies think about it that are listening? I think it's only fair to allow um, him an opportunity to bounce back, because just because you're married, and we're going to talk about this at a later date, just want to touch on it now, but I just kind of feel like just because you're married to someone, even if you're married to someone for an extended period of time, people grow apart. What y'all think? People really grow apart. It's not that you don't love the person anymore. You know, we love people all the time, but then the things that we want, the directions that we are going in, sometimes even the sex in the relationship, it just change. And you know, you know, just like Rini Mae is saying, she agrees. Things just change, and when the relationships change, um, if you can't get it back on track, if you try to stay together for the kids, let me tell you something. I know people that stayed together for kids, and they eventually broke up, because that's one thing you can't do. Because really, is it really fair to the kids? Because they gonna see that unhappiness. And I kind of think that I'm a little slight as, I think I have expertise kind of thing going on with this. And the reason I say it is because I've kind of put some people together and they're still together, not without issues and without hurdles. I feel like I'm just a pretty good judge of character, and not with just relationships, just with people in general. I can judge good people. And I feel like if I don't get a good vibe for that person, um, I'm looking at them twisted. Now, I would say with Martell and Sheree, I kind of like the vibe there. I'm not agreeing with his behavior, but I think the two of them can really, really do some things together. She is an older woman, but she look good. Her body is all the way together. She keep herself up. He keep himself up. He is a young man, so hey, she might be in a little cool good thing on the side. She may have a little cool going on up in it, but it's okay. If he's a grown man, you know, she's a grown woman. It's not no 18 and 40 or 50. They're both like real grown. He has 5 kids now, I believe, and she has, I think, like 2 or 3. But so they're both grown enough to make this decision. So I just kind of wanted to touch about on it because I feel like I like them together. I feel like it's going to be good. I also think now, just kind of deviating away from the relationship just a little bit because we're going to talk about this at a later date. But I think they're going to start bouncing back on each other reality TV shows because a lot of the reality TV shows have kind of plateaued. It's about the women arguing, disagreeing, they not liking each other, blah, blah, blah. And I love reality TV. I don't care because I look at it for entertainment. 'Cause I don't take life that serious unless it's something that happens and I have to. But I think they're gonna be good for each other. I really do. I feel like people need to back up. A lot of the bloggers and the YouTubers, they just down in the relationship before it could even have an opportunity to move forward. Him and Melanie, they just could not get it back together. I was cheering for them and I was hoping that they could reconnect, but it didn't work. And I think they both realize it. And I do believe that, Melanie still loves him. She's the mother of 4 of his children. But sometimes you got to know when it's time to, you know, put your big girl panties on and it's time to put one foot in front of the other and it's time to move forward. And I think at this point, she realizes as much as she loves him, she loves herself more and it's time to move on. So, you know, I just kind of want to come and talk and say, y'all give them a little slack. Let's see where this relationship is gonna go. And I like them together. I really think that, he's never gonna live down the fact that he stepped out on his wife. Sheree, I mean, I'm gonna just keep it 100. She's improved she definitely looks like she's trying to keep herself together. Always been fit. But she made a bad choice in the last man she was with, Tyrone, the little jailbird, which I'm glad, thank God she let him go. But I think Martell is a good pick for her. And I really think they can do some things together. They can really make shake and bake. And I wish Melanie some good luck if she hasn't already found her a good man. I think both of them need to make sure that they're not bringing their old stuff into their new relationship. And I do think when people grow apart, we as a society have to give them an opportunity to move forward. And let's give Martell a little break. But we're going to talk about it because there's a whole lot that can be said in the dynamics of that relationship. It's a whole lot that can be said. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're going to talk about that later. But I didn't even plan on going live. I just wanted to kind of come live and just say, what's up? What's up? I miss you guys. Have not talked to you all in quite some time. But also, one thing I want to tell you, I heard this morning, and I cannot get off this live without saying something about it. What about the pastor in New York? I know y'all heard about the pastor in New York, right? I didn't write anything down, no notes. I'm just kind of going off top of my head. But the pastor in New York that got robbed, I know y'all heard about it. He was doing his little sermon. He was not even into the sermon, but like maybe 10 minutes. Google it if you don't know about it. I think he's in Brooklyn. The pastor's in Brooklyn. But honey, they came in and they robbed him, took all his jewelry, okay, made him lay down on the floor. But check this out. Check this out. They ain't robbed nobody else in the congregation, just him. Now, I don't know how many people was in the congregation, but what I am saying, he is a bishop that rides around with all his bling bling. They say he got a drop top. I want to say Rolls Royce. I don't really know, but this is the trip part. They robbed him, right? Took all his stuff. He said his jewelry was worth 400,000. Did you hear me? I'm gonna say it one more time. His jewelry that he got robbed of was worth 400K. Now he said they've been watching him. Now look, guess what else I read? Now I haven't researched it. It would just be reading it in, on in the paper. Honey, he had been in jail before for I think larceny and identity theft or something like that. How the hell we don't know that he had this set up? Huh? Now, he may not have had this set up. I believe in people having second chances and all that good stuff. Don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong. But they came into the church and they robbed the pastor. Now, he does be blinging and he does be dripping. You know what I'm saying? And he said he don't care if people have a problem with what he wear and how he drive and how he rock and how he vibe. And you know what? He said if he work hard, he can buy whatever he want to buy and he can drip however he want to drip. And you know what? I got you. But your people in your congregation need to be all the way together too, honey. It shouldn't be nobody hungry up in there. And if they are, they need to be taking a second look. I don't know. We gonna all have to stay tuned, honey, and find out about what's going on with him because I'm just wondering what's really happening with that situation. How they come into the congregation and they rob only you. They don't even try to take nothing from nobody else. Now I know you the bleeding pastor up in the pulpit and all that, but that's just a little things that make you go He hadn't been in jail before. I don't know. I think they're gonna look at him cross-eyed. What y'all think? So anyway, I just want to come and touch bases with on Martell and Sheree and say I'm wishing them well, and we're gonna talk about all the dynamics of moving on, being in a relationship. When do we allow people to move on and start over? When it's over, and they both are consenting adults, and they realize it's over. There's nothing else to this relationship. It has ran its course, and there is nothing else that we can get out of it. All we can do is be good parents for our children. We have to respect that. And I feel like I'm rooting for Martell and Sheree. They just getting started. We don't know where the relationship is going to go. But if they can work it out, I think something good can come out of it. Because I love reality TV, and I can see a whole bunch of dynamics happening with this just little relationship. And I think the two of them know that too. I think it's not just the relationship that attracted them to each other. It was also the whole vibe of, okay, we can really do something with this relationship other than get together and make us, do what it do. I think we can really blow up. So keep your eyes out for them. I think it's going to be a good connect. I'm rooting for y'all, Martell, Sheree. Good luck, and I will be back. We're gonna be talking about this because I think I'm a pretty good judge of character. I've been in a good relationship for a long time. I've been married to my husband for quite some time. I've connected people together, and it's not love, is just a four-letter word. It's all about what the two people in the relationship make it happen. It's very easy to get married. You know what I'm saying? We can say I do. I do the chocolate. I do the ice cream. I do the a hamburger when I don't need it. I do to some good seafood. I do to a whole lot of things. It's very easy to say I do. That's the easy part. The hard part is working on that relationship and making it work. I had a lot of friends who were married and they divorced, right? And now they had to start over at a later age in life. And I think that there's some key things that people need to do when it comes to starting a new relationship and starting over. You know what I'm saying? And I think I'm qualified. I feel like I'm qualified to do that. So, hey, I'm gonna come back out and I want to bring some of my people on live. Y'all gonna have to stop being so scary. And when I request to bring y'all into my live, y'all gonna have to accept because I want to kind of have y'all and interact with you guys because I'm telling you, we're gonna be talking about some good conversations, and I want my audience to be part of it. So I'm gonna need y'all to chill and loosen up and let's come and have a really good dialogue. But anyway, enjoy your Tuesday. I will be coming back live. Today wasn't planned, it was just impromptu. And sometimes when you can do that, You do it. And I just want to say, I love you all, and I will be back soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.